Hello and welcome back to the Opener Sorcery. It's Devi and I've got another shadow work topic for you. So today we're going to be talking about excuses. What do you make excuses for? This one is one of those that it is both without and within, because we make excuses for other people. We permit them to treat us in ways that we should never allow somebody to treat us. And we make excuses for ourselves because we don't want to do something, or we have no energy to do something, or we just don't want to deal with it. But excuses, this is one of those ways that you rationalize and you make an avoidant decision that makes sense to your brain. Excuses are a tool for avoidance. So let's actually look at what you make excuses for. Do you make excuses for your friends when they aren't there for you, but you're always there for them? Do you make excuses for spending and avoiding responsibility? Are you the kind of person that's going to make an excuse? Oh, I can do that later. I can do that tomorrow. I don't have the energy for it today. Or the ever famous and always unreachable, I'll start that diet on Monday. Because it has to make sense. It has to have a start date that makes sense to me. But that Monday never comes, does it? I want you to take a look at what you do make excuses for, what you avoid. And I want you to really, really look at it. Okay. Why does this make me uncomfortable in the first place? Why do I not want to do this? And a lot of times, it has to do with responsibility. Either avoiding holding a friend to account because you're taking responsibility that you had no business taking in the first place, or not wanting to take that responsibility for yourself. The funny thing, both of these can exist within the same person, just in different topics. So let's look at it, right? Let's pick a topic. You really, really, really don't want to start that diet. You really, really, really don't want to be restrictive in your eating, in your consumption. Let's look at why. You've been avoiding it. You've been making excuses. Oh, this is the last day. Oh, it's just a little bit. Because that's a way that you are caring for yourself and you are treating yourself, right? But in a sense, your sense of care and treating yourself is off to a rocky start. You can't get healthy unless you start in the kitchen. Health starts with what we consume. So think about it. There's a lot of different factors that can go into play here. Is food a comfort? Is it a feeling of control, feeling like you don't want to be controlled by something else? There's a lot of framework that needs to be revisited when it comes to excuses. Because a lot of times we're not looking at the excuses properly. We're not looking at the initial thing that we make excuses for properly. Let's say you really hate vegetables, but you need to eat more of them because your health is declining. Right? What's better? To continue eating the ice cream, eating the brownies, and avoiding the vegetables? Is that actually caring for your body? Is that actually treating your body? Or is eating the vegetables, eating the healthy shit, is that actually caring for and treating your body? You already know the answer. It's just uncomfortable. And unfortunately, the avoidance that we do because we don't like something puts that into a negative framework instead of seeing it as a care. Right? And like I said, you can use this with relationships as well, because a lot of times those that are people pleasers or recovering people pleasers, there is a lot of excuses that you will make for other people and their behavior and the allowance that you have for what they do or say or don't do or say towards you. So let's look at a romantic relationship example. I talked about the relationship with food. Is it a comfort, right? But people are very much along the same lines. Do you allow them to treat you badly just because you don't want to be alone? Do you make excuses for them because you can see it from their point of view, but it's really because you don't want to lose that connection? There's a form of clinging there. And I want you to delve into why. And this might bring up a little bit of pushback within the mind. Just because you have history with somebody, just because you have a past with them and there are good times, does not mean that you do not need to hold boundaries. Does not mean that they get a free pass to treat you however they want to. It's both taking responsibility for their actions of, oh, I deserved to be treated like this, oh, this is fine, and also a lack of taking responsibility for holding those boundaries. It is both at the same time. So I really want you to look at it. It's one of those uncomfortable ones because it's going to be questioning your relationship to everything else around you. Why do you allow your job to continue to use you and abuse you? Why do you allow your people around you to continue to use you and abuse you? Why do you continue to use and abuse food or drugs or sex? Any of these things. Why are there excuses? I want you to really look at excuses because it is a way that you can logically continue the behavior and not have to change. And change, yeah, it's scary. Change is always going to be scary. But here's the thing. Do you want to continue to stay a caterpillar? Always in the beginning stages. No freedom. No flight. No metamorphosis. Or do you want to actually reach your highest and best potential? And the only way to do that is to confront those aspects of self. But I think I've droned on enough. This is Devi from the Opener Sorcery with the Shadow Work prompt explaining excuses. Keep thinking on it, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.